Hello, everybody. This is Tammy, and I am here because I want to talk about how to let your imagination to change your reality. So, I want to share just a little bit about what Neville Goddard shares and talks about because that is the basis for what I'm going to share today. So, I know that Neville talks about using your imagination to manifest your desires. He uses the analogy of planting a seed to represent your imagination, while watering that seed means feeling as if the event has already happened. So, really, the feeling truly is the secret, but imagination is the pilot. And so, Neville recommends imagining in detail, activating all five senses as often as it takes until it feels authentic to you. He emphasizes imagining right before falling asleep. It is important to use your imagination wisely and lightheartedly and not overdo it to the point of the whole process becoming a chore. Because what you want to feel is good in the moment. You want to, the feeling truly is the secret. And so you want to feel good in the moment. You want whatever it is that you are doing not to feel like it's a chore, not to feel like it's something that, is hard for you. These are the things that you want to set your intention for when you are using your imagination. And so you want to continue to exercise all of your senses. So when you imagine, and I'm going to use an example from my own life, something that I am imagining. I am imagining my house. I'm imagining that I am living in my new house that I'm building on my land. And so when I do that, I imagine what the house is going to look like. The house inside. I imagine the flooring because that is important to me because I don't like carpet. I just want floors. I have some cute rugs. That's perfect. Easier to maintain to me. And so that's something that I want. I want an island in my kitchen. And so these are characteristics of things that I desire to have in this beautiful home, new home that I'm building. And so what I have done is I put myself using my imagination in that house. And I described the bedrooms and the bathrooms. There are going to be two bathrooms at least. I'm looking at this house and I'm looking at 2,000 square feet. I am looking at my garden that I am creating on the land with the house. I'm looking at all of these things. I am imagining my um, deep freezer in my house so that I can buy my half a cow or my half a pig or whatever I want to get. I'm looking at that. I'm looking at my beautiful washer and dryer inside my house. I'm looking at all of these things, and so I'm creating as I go in using my imagination. And so that is how you can use your imagination to create your reality. I'm also doing that with my business and with work and the things that I am doing. I'm using my imagination to create these things and set these things up so that I'm ready. Using my imagination. And you can do that as well. Use your imagination to create your reality. So, as you use your imagination, as Neville said, use all of your five senses. So, think about what it feels like, think about what it sounds like, think about the sounds that are around you. I think about this. This is important to me because I live in the city right now, which I do not enjoy living in the city with all of the noises, the sirens and the gunshots and all the things that happen in the city. I am so interested in not. And then I use my imagination to put myself in that place. And then I actually went to that place. I actually went and got a cabin on the island so that I could experience some of the beauty of the space. And that helped me also to be able to imagine even clearer because I was actually in the space. I was actually right around the corner from where I'm building my home. And so I was super excited about it because I put myself in the space. And so these are things that you can do to make it easy. And also, just like he said, you want it to feel light. So honestly, imagination is what is going to get you to the space that you would like to get to. You know, imagining the thing in full detail, as much detail as you can, and not just one day, but do it every day. Do it a few times a day. I do it a few times a day. I imagine in the morning before I get out of bed. I imagine before I go to sleep. When I'm in bed, I imagine that I'm in bed in my new home. These are the things that I imagine. I imagine that there is money all around me, that everywhere I look, there's money, and that money comes to me daily, every single day, in the mail, on the street. Somebody blesses me through my business, through my work, any of these things. And so I imagine that. And so that's what my reality is. And so when you imagine it and you create it in your reality, your imagination, that is what your reality is, because your mind cannot tell the difference between your imagination and what you call real. And so as you create this thing and as you really step fully into understanding and learning about how to move and how to shake and how to do the things that you need to do in order to create this reality, imagination is top of mind, and that is where you need to stay. So many people get this teaching, and I include myself. So many people get this teaching and we sit on it and it's crazy because we know that we need to um, we know that we need to take some action. We know that we need to take some action. We know that we have imagined this thing, and so we know that this is the space that we're in, and our mind is exploding many times because a lot of times we're in the middle of crazy crises in our life. We're in the middle of crazy crises in our life, and all we have to do is put ourselves in that imagination space and do it when you feel good. So don't be trying to imagine when you're, feeling all crazy and things are going all around you and all that. Don't try to do it then. Wait until you can be calm and easy and feel good and all this stuff. So wait until that happens for you. And then I'm telling you, your life will change because you will learn how to create everything that you desire through using your imagination. And that right there is a huge, huge thing. It's a huge thing. Create using your imagination. And for me, I'm exploring all of these things now. I mean, seriously using my imagination to create the reality that I desire. And so, what I'm encouraging everyone to do is begin to do that in everything. In everything. We really need to do that with what's going on in the United States right now and everywhere else all over the world, really. But definitely here. We need to use our imagination to create this reality that we want to see and not the one that we think is upon us. Create this reality. Let's move the needle in our lives. Let's stop feeling like a victim. And so when you feel like that, you definitely do not want to imagine. You want to get yourself in a space, whatever you need to do. For me, sometimes I put on some music, some good music, and I put on some good music and I do a dance off and I dance to help me to shift, especially if I'm feeling in a space where I'm feeling defeated. And so I want to feel empowered so that I can call in and create this reality through using my imagination. And so I'll put on some music and I'll dance. or I'll sing at the top of my lungs. And I actually can sing, so that really is good. But I sing at the top of my lungs. And so when I'm doing that, I believe that it is such a phenomenal thing because it helps me to shift my mood so that I can be open to this imaginal creating. I like that word. I think I just created it. Imaginal creating. So this imagination creating our reality. So I hope this was helpful to you because this is what I wanted to share with you today, really about helping you to understand and really grab hold because I'm telling you, it took me a long time before I started really understanding this work and really grabbing a hold of the metaphysical and understanding that I create my reality and I can do that through using my imagination. So as we start to understand that and as we start to move the needle in this area and we start to really um, grab hold of these teachings and really start to use them in our lives, because you know what I think about? What do we have to lose? I don't have nothing to lose. Nothing. Nothing. I'm not putting anything on the line. I'm only risking limiting beliefs. That's it. Risking limiting beliefs. But you know what? You can change that and you can shift that. You know, you can move the needle in that because as you begin to use your imagination, I am telling you, things will start to shift in your life. And usually it doesn't usually take that long. You just have to be consistent. Be consistent with what it is that you desire. You know, be consistent in doing taking action when you receive these amazing teachings, because this teaching was so awesome. And I think I resisted it for a long time because I was so brainwashed and stuck in religion. And religion, to me, it defies the true God. Like it or lump it, it defies the true God. That's the way I feel. I feel like religion really takes you off of where you need to be, and it doesn't show you how to embrace the creator that you are, because we are creators, and if we can use our imagination to create, imagine how it can shift our life when we begin to create the things that we desire instead of manifesting unconsciously and just manifesting bullshit because you haven't taken the time to work through some of the issues and the things that you have, and you haven't taken the time to understand how the process works. So again, thank you for hanging out with me, and I would love it if you would, if you're not already subscribed, if you would like, share, and subscribe. Uh, tap the bell for notifications so that you get notified when I pop up with new videos such as this one that I'm doing today. But I'm super excited. Also, I am a spiritual teacher, so I'm working on a um, circle, a development circle for people to join and to come in, and we'll learn about our spiritual gifts, learn about our psychic and mediumship gifts if that's something that's interesting to you. But that's something that I'm creating now, and I'm super excited about it. I'm trying to do it so that it's a space where people can come that need community, need to find their tribe and their people. So again, thank you for hanging out with me. And for those of you that have TikTok, join me at Intuitive Tammy, where I go live, or Tammy Psychic Medium, because I have a backup page as well, where I go live, giving messages from spirit, messages from heaven, and messages of hope and prayers. So that's something that's interesting to you and you are on TikTok, join me at Intuitive Tammy. Follow me at Intuitive Tammy, and make sure that you are checking out those lives. All right. So again, thank you for joining. If you are a person that, you have an amazing relationship with your grandmother, because I had one. My grandmother was my person. I miss her every day, but I also talk to her too. and she talks to me back. but but if you had, a phenomenal relationship with your grandmother, or she was a phenomenal person, and you would like to highlight her and spotlight her in my new book, Passing the Pearls, it is a multi-author book that I'm doing just to share stories about our grandmothers. I'm super excited about it. I've made the buy-in really, really easy just because I want to get this book written. So if you or someone that you know would like to share a story, it's 2,500 to 2 to 3,000 words, which is not a lot, about your grandmother, because I really want to bring this out for a legacy. And I'm calling it Passing the Pearls, which seems to be really appropriate since our nomination in America for president is Kamala Harris. So excited about that. So, and working hard to help her get in. So, again, thank you for joining me. I appreciate y'all, and I hope that your day is amazing and marvelous and wonderful, and that it is everything that you have been desiring. So, have a wonderful rest of your day, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye now.